Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk to you guys about how to handle strong negative emotions. But before I begin, I want to inform you that I have a free school community. It's a like-minded group of men who share the same mission. We're on the same path. We think about the same things. We pursue the same things. And it's good for some accountability, to learn some things. You know, some guys that are doing what you want to do, right, can give you some insight, can give you some help. And I also have 2 free courses in there. I have a course on the 4 steps to better health, some kind of nuanced ways into how to better your health, and then the financial accelerator course where I kind of outline the foundations to getting on the path to financial wealth and freedom. So if that sounds like you, click the link down below. Okay, so let's talk about negative emotions, right? Guys, I will tell you this, your biggest concern in life, right? A lot of our concern is about money. A lot of our concern is about materialistic things, right? But if you get this part of your life screwed up, it can actually hurt you in money, in wealth, in your relationships, and in your health. Let me explain. So what are negative emotions? Well, a lot of us consider negative emotions anger, anxiety, depression, sadness, right? These different emotions that we feel on a daily basis, right? Some caused by external factors or some caused by just the way of life, right? Some days you just feel sad for no reason. Some days you feel angry for no reason. Some days you feel depressed for no reason. But let's talk about how most people's emotions actually cause them to fail and actually can bleed into the areas of life that we want to master. So listen, anger, right, can be very detrimental. Let's talk about how, like, for example, anger can hurt your relationship. So the other day I was texting my girlfriend, right? And me and my girlfriend text every day, right? And I said something that, you know, she got upset about, and she called me an ass, right? She was like, "You're being an ass right now." And then I explained to her, like, I tried to like clarify what I said, right? And then she said like okay, like the letter O and K and then period. So I knew she was pissed off. So I felt pissed off too, because I was like, yo, like my girl's being, you know, she's angry, she's just matching what I was feeling, right? So, and it, you know, I understood in that moment, right? Because I was ready to lash out or feed into the argument, right? And I don't like lashing out, and I don't like arguing because it doesn't get you anywhere, right? It just makes things worse. So what I did is, you know what? I said, I'm not going to text her, and I'll come back when I'm more in my rational state, when I can reflect for a minute and digest what happened and process if I was the one that actually, you know, was being an ass, right? So, you know, I waited an hour, and I was just like, yeah, you know what? It was me who was being the ass. So, you know what? An hour later, I texted her and I was like, hey, how's your day going? Right? That's it. I didn't even bring up, you know, what we talked about, right? I didn't bring up the situation. I was just like, hey, how's your day going? Right? Just to kind of like start fresh, right? Now, I mean, there's many reasons why relationships fail or people split up or cheat or divorce, but I would say that emotions definitely play into the success and successful, happy continuation of your relationship. Because if you let emotions run your life, right, if you let them dictate your every little action, then you're not in control, right? Because the best state to act from a human, for the human being, is rational. Right? So when you're not acting rationally, right, and you're not acting, and you know you're angry, or you know you're really sad, or you know you're really upset, then that can hurt your relationship and possibly cause you to break up, right? If you're not careful, or if it's something that you don't catch on to quick and let it, you know, continue to infect your relationship. So, I mean, that's just like one example of anger. But, you know, let's talk about like sadness. Let's talk about how like sadness can affect or depression can affect like your success, right? I mean, everyone feels sad, everyone feels strong emotions, right? But again, if you're someone who identifies so much with the emotion, right? If you're someone who identifies so much with depression or sadness, a lot of people use that as a cope, right? Think of how many people go to freaking therapy, right? Because they have negative emotions. Guys, listen, every human being that is living right now on this planet and that has lived on this planet and that will live on this planet is going to have strong negative emotions, right? It's going to experience every single emotion that you've experienced or have yet to experience. So I just, again, I'm not making fun of you. If you've had some serious traumatic things that have happened to you and you feel that you are best suited to speak with a therapist and that's the best solution for you, by all means. But what I am saying is that most people use their emotions as a cop-out, as a cope, to not do the things that they want, not pursue the life that they want, or not achieve the things that they believe they can't achieve because of said emotion that they feel. But again, what I've continued to reiterate in all my videos is that everything is fleeting, right? So emotions are fleeting, money is fleeting, relationships are fleeting, because we all die, right? At the end of the day, everything is fleeting and everything goes to dust anyway because we die. But when it comes to emotions, right, the best way to live a life that will allow you to succeed and not infect your finances, infect your relationships, is just to give things space, right? So when you feel angry and you feel like you want to lash out, back up and give it space, right? And then when you come back, right, whether it's an hour or 2 hours, and you want to reintroduce yourself to the conversation, you're in a much better state to rekindle things with understanding and joy, possibly, right? Maybe you crack a joke with your girl and laugh at it or whatever, right? Like me and my girl, like we'll get in like arguments or whatever, just stupid shit, right? Like, how most relationships are, right? And then an hour or two later, we'll start laughing. We'll laugh at it, right? But again, most people hold on to it. Like, so many people hold on to arguments or things that they don't like without understanding that that's just the fact of life. That's just how, like, you have to ride the waves of your emotions, right? And sometimes they get the best of you. You're not always going to be perfect in the sense that you don't lash out. Like, I've gotten pretty good at it. I will say that. I've gotten a lot better than I used to be. I used to have a lot of, especially when I was a kid. Like, think about kids. Kids don't give a shit, man. They act out on their emotions. They don't really have a big understanding of how to detach and kind of just be the observer, right? So anyways, where am I going with this? Yeah, I mean, it sucks because when you feel, like I said, I'm speaking right now from a rational perspective. You right now watching this, you could be mad, right? And you could be like, dude, you don't know how I'm feeling right now. Trust me, when you're in the depth of that emotion, I know how it feels. I know it sucks. And I know it's not always, so simple as to just say, yeah, man, just detach, don't lash out, don't say anything, because it literally becomes your identity in that moment, right? And it takes a little bit of time for the emotion to slowly dwindle down to where you're back to how you feel. So, I'm just talking shit really here, but anger, sadness, things like this, if the average person is really not good at handling their emotions, I will tell you that, right? And I will say this, and I know this sounds a little kind of, new agey or, too good to be true, but a lot of your emotions, right, the frequency and the way you feel about things comes down to a lot of the times you, right? If you're living a shitty life, right, or you're living a life that you don't feel good about, you don't feel emotionally compelled towards, there's no greater vision, there's no desired outcome that gives you hope, that gives you a future, that gives you optimism, a lot of times you're just gonna be mad most of the times, right? You're gonna be sad most of the time because life is supposed to go forward, right? Everything evolves, everything gets better, right? If humans are doing things right, if they understand how the world works, if they understand how their mind works, if they understand how to best operate in this 3D realm, then it'll be a lot easier, right? If you do the right things, right? If you eat healthy, if you take care of yourself, if you budget your money, if you invest your money, right? If you have an open communication with in your relationship with your women, right? If you stay attractive, right? All of these things, if you do all those things, right? And again, all of those have nuances to them, but in general, right? Like if you have a greater compelled vision for life, you're generally, yeah, you're still going to get angry, you're still going to get sad, but you're not going to be like the average person who is constantly experiencing the surge of negative emotions because their life just sucks. Sometimes, a lot of the reasons why most people feel negative emotions is just because they have nothing going on, right? Or they have no understanding of how to get things going, right? And it's not their fault. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it's not their fault. So anyways, the main goal, the main takeaway is that you need to just sit back when you feel that pain, you feel that anger, you feel that depression, right? Observe it for what it is, right? And you don't have to act on it. I know it's harder. This is really, again, I'm speaking on it like it's easy. It is extremely difficult. It is extremely difficult to say, no, I'm not going to lash out, or no, I'm not going to watch porn when I'm horny, right? Like there's so many feelings and emotions that we act on unconsciously or consciously because we have hormones, we have so many different things affecting our senses at once, right? So again, I'm no master at any of this. I'm a little better than I was like a few years ago, but again, I'm no master. So I'm just kind of putting this out there, right? Maybe you guys can resonate. Maybe you guys can relate to what I'm talking about. And if you do, that's great. And if you're on the path to, just a better life, I mean, this is going to be something that's going to be key, right? Because again, if you're someone who holds grudges, if you're someone who lashes out at people aren't going to like you, right? People are not going to want to help you, whether it's in business, whether it's just as a friend, or whether it's, you're dealing with, a romantic partner, man or woman. So this is key to understand. This is key to think about and key to master to have the best life possible. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. If you guys have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them down below. And as always, I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.